Hello there, Whipper here, and welcome back to another mod showcase. Today I'm going to be showing you the Explodables mod, which adds new kinds of explosives into Minecraft. And I just want to say I'm sorry in advance for all of you who've come here expecting some city leveling, extremely powerful explosives, because that's just not what this mod is based around. But it's still a pretty cool mod though, so if we can shoot for 600 likes on this mod showcase, that would be awesome. But anyway, the first kind of TNT I'm going to be showing you is the shaped charge, and this is directional TNT, so depending on whatever orientation you place it in, it determines which direction the explosive is going to go in. So if I just detonate this now, I've faced it downwards by jumping and placing it below me, it's going to create a crater in the ground like so, and this is a really weird shaped crater. As you can see there, we've got a 3x3 hole going into a 5x5 hole, and then finishing off with a 7x7 hole. It's pretty much just made a hole in the shape of a pyramid under the ground for some unknown reason. It's a very weird shaped TNT, I'll give it that. And if you place it the other direction, so if I place it on the side of a building, I'm going to destroy this poor villager's church here. They've got to find somewhere else to worship their god now. We're just going to blow this thing to smithereens. Oh, look at that. Devastation. Huge hole in the side of this building. Wow. It's going to take them quite a while to rebuild that. Actually, no, it's not. They can just, like, you know, plug up the hole. But yeah, anyway, it's quite damaging, although I was actually expecting a little bit more damage than that, considering how deep it goes. Oh well, I suppose it doesn't really work as well horizontally. But yeah, so that's the first kind of explosive charge. But next up, we've got something a little bit different. This is called blasting gel, and it's pretty much the same as redstone. You can place it down on the ground like redstone. It's going to connect up and link up like so, and then you can just activate it using any kind of like redstone emitting block. So in this case, I'm just going to use a lever, and when I detonate this, look at that. It pretty much just digs down 4 blocks below each of the blasting gel when you've placed it down, creating a little hole in the ground. And you can use this to make like patterns out of holes in the ground, explosive patterns. So I could create a square or something. Let's try and create a square. Yep, there we go. So we've just got a pillar in the middle, and it's removed all of the blocks surrounding me. But there is something I wanted to test out with this blasting gel. So I'm just going to pop over to this blacksmith over here, and I'm going to cover the whole of this roof with this blasting gel and see if I can level this building. Since it destroys 4 blocks, we should see this whole blacksmith being decimated by this blasting gel. So I will be back once I've finished filling in this whole roof with this blasting gel. So there we are, guys. I've covered the whole roof in blasting gel, and I'm just going to detonate this now and see how fast we can destroy this building. Way! I love the way there's a delay between each bit of blasting gel, so it detonates in turn, and you just see the whole house get removed row by row. It's pretty epic, and look at all those dropped items everywhere, because of course all of these TNT items in this mod actually drop every single block that they destroy, which is a bit different to normal TNT, which only drops certain items. But look at that, we've got blocks everywhere, and this whole building has just been destroyed. And look at that, I got the Getting Wood achievement. I'm so proud. But look at this, the whole building has been leveled. That's a pretty effective explosive, I'll give it that. And you can make it into any kind of pattern you want, and it'll just blow up and destroy 4 blocks below each blasting gel item. But next up, we've got something called a spoke bomb, and this one, I haven't actually seen this done in any TNT mod ever. It's pretty much just a mining tool to keep you nice and safe while you're mining, so I'm just going to dig into the ground, and wow, there's actually a conveniently placed cave here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place one of these in the wall, and then detonate it with a lever, and you'll see what it's going to do. It's going to create a 3x3 tunnel, but with a difference. You can see the whole of the walls and the ceiling is actually covered with this mesh, this wire mesh, which means any blocks like sand or gravel that would normally fall on your head when you're mining or something now actually get destroyed, and their item drops are dropped on the ground. So yeah, that's what this one does. But I'm just going to place down another spoke bomb now, and then I'm going to activate it. I'll put one below, and hopefully we're going to see some more of this tunnel. And yeah, so you can use it to create long tunnels which are protected by mesh, so you don't have to worry about sand and gravel falling on your head. So yeah, that's pretty much what this spoke bomb does. But next up, we've got something called a claymore mine, and this is again a very peculiar TNT. I've never seen something like this done before, but pretty much it only affects mobs, so it's going to kill mobs with the explosive damage and stuff like that, but it's not going to destroy the environment. So if we just blow this up like so, come on, blow up these pigs. Yeah, look at them. All of them died apart from this one. This is one lucky pig. This disaster pig has survived. But yeah, so it just destroys mobs, and it will actually impact on other players on a server, so you could use this to blow up your friend without destroying the environment around him. So, the last kind of explosive I need to show you that this mod adds into the game is called the Breaching Charge, and this pretty much just destroys windows and doors, and I'm actually going to have to show you a new kind of door that this mod adds into the game later on called an Obsidian Door, and then I'll show you what this does against an Obsidian Door, but for the time being I'm just going to show its functionality versus a villager's house. So we're just going to aim it at these glass panes here, and hopefully when this detonates, it should blow out all of the glass in this building. Look at that, it's just blown out those glass panes like it's nothing, and if I just fly around the edge here, you can see this window's also been blown out, that window over there has been blown out. It's pretty much just decimated all of the windows in this building like a giant shockwave or something. So yeah, and now we're just going to test it against this door as well. So if I just place it up against this door like so and just activate it, this door should be destroyed, but all of the blocks around the door, like the floor and stuff, will not be affected. So there we go, we've just got the door being dropped and the rest of the building has remained intact. So it's a way of breaking into people's houses, breaking an entry without actually destroying their house, which is pretty useful. But yeah, what I wanted to do now is show you some of the other items that this mod adds into the game which aren't actually explosive, but are pretty cool nevertheless. So let me just swap over to load 1 here, and you can see I've got a whole host of new items that are added into the game by this mod. So first up, we have something called an explosives chest, and this is actually a blast resistant chest, so you can store one row of items in this thing. It's not got the same capacity as a normal chest, but you can still store really important items in here like your diamonds or your iron or something, and you don't have to worry about it being blown up by TNT or something like that. So if I just place loads of TNT around this and then detonate it, you're going to see that the chest remains intact and none of the items are dropped on the ground. So there we go, huge explosions, I love explosions. You can see the chest has remained intact, it's just floating above the ground here, and everything, if there was any items in here, would still be inside. But next up is the thing I wanted to show you the breaching charge with, and that is actually the Obsidian Door. So I'm just going to place down this Obsidian Door and then surround it with this new block which is called reinforced glass. So I'm just going to place some of this down like so, and then I'm going to get out my breaching charge again. Now when I actually use this breaching charge on the wooden door got destroyed and dropped on the ground, but in this case this breaching charge isn't going to destroy the Obsidian Door, it's just going to blast it open like so. You can see it's forced the Obsidian Door to open, and yeah, that's pretty much what it does against these doors. So if someone on the server is using a Obsidian Door, you can just use this against it to actually gain access to their building. But yeah, and you also may notice that these glass blocks are resistant to those breaching charges, and they're also resistant to TNT. So I'm just going to get some more of this reinforced glass, and I'm going to build like a greenhouse kind of thing, and we're going to see if I can stand inside of it in survival mode while there's a huge explosion around the outside, and see if I'm protected well enough so I don't die. And we're also going to need to get some obsidian. This is very important. Make sure you place a block below the Obsidian Door that isn't destructible by TNT. Otherwise, even if the door's indestructible, if you destroy the block below the door's going to get dropped anyway, so it's completely worthless if you don't take the necessary precautions and make the block below the door indestructible as well as the door. So yeah, now we've created a greenhouse or something like that. It's more of a black house, and we're just going to surround the whole thing with TNT. I don't know how much TNT we need, probably like tons of it. Yeah, loads of TNT, bigger explosion the better. So let's just surround this thing all with TNT, go inside of it, plug up the hole at the top, and then we're going to destroy this, quickly go into survival mode, place down a torch, replace this, and hopefully we're not going to die because we're protected by this reinforced glass. Look at that, nothing has been destroyed around me. Well, actually, I just said nothing had been destroyed around me. What I mean is the glass hasn't been destroyed. There's so much devastation around me. And I need to get out somehow. We're going to get another redstone torch, yeah. Freedom! But look at the size of this crater, and this whole greenhouse kind of thing hasn't been destroyed at all. It's done a really good job of protecting me from harm. So yeah guys, that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you in this mod. If you've enjoyed this mod showcase, please remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'll be seeing you next time.